Hi everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Manny and today we're building a voice AI receptionist and installing it on your website. So my name is Manny and I started Core AI Solutions about a year ago, and we're steadily scaling it up from 5k monthly recurring revenue and beyond. We're really digging into voice AI this sort of from this year, probably since about, I would say, July, and it's been really profitable. What we've seen is a lot of interest and a lot of uses in the I would say the service industry. Obviously, as you know, you can have anything between lawyers or hairdressers, or even plumbers, using voice AI, because as it says there, it really helps. Missed calls are an absolute revenue drain on a business, and being able to pick up calls at all time 24/7 is going to be a game changer. So we can dive straight in. As you can see here, one of the biggest problems when you miss calls is missing a call. For any small business is a massive issue, because essentially that's a customer walking away. If you imagine you had a brick and mortar storefront, and you literally had a customer come in and a walk out, and that was happening 67% of the times, you would have a massive problem. So that's how you kind of have to think about when you miss a call, basically. So one of the examples that we had is with a lot of home services businesses that we've spoke to and we've worked with. What we're seeing is a lot of the times that they would miss a call and either try and get back to them within a couple hours, or call back later on, and the person either has got someone else to do the job, or they're completely disinterested. Because I think what's happening for a lot of small businesses these days is you just have to get the customer when they come. The economy's crazy, the cost of living is going through the roof, and if you're a sole trader or you're a limited company, you need to make sure that you're maximizing every opportunity that you have to bring in revenue. If we just go through the stats, you can see 6-7% of calls go unanswered. There's about over 2k a month lost revenue for companies, and the average wait time for customers is about 45 seconds. So imagine if you were a roofer and your phone was down on the ground while you're up a ladder. You're not really going to get down there in 45 seconds to pick up the call, especially and it's not any business's fault. A lot of the times, what we're seeing is when we speak to a lot of these customers and the clients that we have, is they just have so much going on. They're busy actually doing the job that they have, let alone having to now, generate leads, etc. And I mean, I find it myself. I'm a small business as well, and trying to actually, go and canvas for leads and stuff. It does take a lot of time, especially when you're actually trying to do your main job as well. So a quick breakdown of what we're building today. We're going to be using VAPI. We're going to do a quick VAPI tutorial. There'll be another more in-depth guide on my YouTube channel later on, and then also we're going to show how we can get instantly booked and also install it on your website. So just a quick one for this. You're going to need VAPI access, your website, or today we're going to be using Wix, which is what I built my agency website off, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You probably need Google Calendar as well, just so you'll be able to see the bookings come in as and when you get them. So we're going to dive straight in, and I'll show you guys an example of what's going on in a second. I mean, it shouldn't take too long. As I said, this is quite a easy tutorial. Will ease you into getting this done, and it's just to show you what's possible, really. A lot of the times people just don't realize how accessible this is, to go from not having it to having it working for your business and generating you revenue. And that's kind of what we want to do. We want to make sure that you maximize all the opportunities that you have to generate revenue. And also, like I said, just kind of expand your mind to see what AI is doing. To use the voice AI assistant, how it would work once it's been installed and you've set up the assistant on Vapi. As you can see, this I'm showing you my website, but it can be installed on any website. It's very simple. As you can see here, I've added in an option where I would like it to be messaged as well, not just a voice call, which again could help most businesses when if you need a missed call text back service or just like a chatbot for example. So if you look at the demo, if you listen to the demo, here you go.
Hi, you've reached Core AI Solutions. I'm Eve, your AI assistant. I can answer questions about our voice AI services, schedule a demo, or if you're an existing client, help with support. What brings you in today?
Hi Eve, what is Core AI Solutions?
Core AI Solutions provides custom AI receptionists for UK small businesses, handling missed calls, appointment booking, and emergency triage. Would you like to see how this could work for your business? I can book you a quick 30-minute discovery call.
Yeah, could you give me a little bit more information about the services you provide?
We build custom AI receptionists for UK small businesses, handling everything from missed calls and appointment booking to emergency triage and calendar integration. Would you be interested in a quick?
Yeah, so as you can see, that's just a quick demo. So just a quick run through of Vapi. This is just we're gonna, as I said, we're gonna do a bit of a deeper dive later on. So this is just a quick overview of Vapi. This is I guess for me, this is the primary voice AI platform that I use. There's a few others, retail, bland. There's a few actually really good ones, but I think I was introduced to Vapi first, and I really like the use cases it can do. It can do so many different things. It is maybe a little bit complex when starting out, but once you learn it, you'll be amazing. So this is just a quick overview of it. As I said, you follow along. I'll try and include in the resources just like a very quick step-by-step guide as to do everything so you can follow along on the paper as well as the tool. So what you want to do is click on assistants, and you just want to create a new assistant. You can have a blank version here, call it whatever name you want. We're going to call us Eve. So just here is a very quick breakdown. You can select what type of model you want, whether it be ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini. There's various different versions. I won't dig into all of them here. You want to have your first opening message and then your system prompt. The system prompt is essentially the brain of what you're going to tell the agent to do, the assistant to do. It is essentially everything will run as and how you tell it to do it in the prompt. I will save I'll put in the resources a template on what the current prompt that I'm using, and you guys can use the template. So, but for speed, I will just paste in the prompt that we had before. Feel free, obviously, if you're doing this yourself or you're getting someone else to do it, feel free to actually go into ChatGPT or Claude to generate a prompt. Vapi have a really good document section which will give you a prompt guide. Literally put that into ChatGPT, tell it to what your use case is, what your type of business you have, and then it will generate you a prompt based on that prompt guideline, and then you can just copy and paste it in. As you can see, we put in the prompt here as well, and then also we've crafted a first message, just something very basic and generic. I mean, feel free to, when you're doing it, craft your own one, which would just be, just a general. Typically, the assistant will speak first. When you pick up the phone, you speak first, and then you've got hello, hi, you've reached, who the assistant is, and what brings you in today. Something very basic. Again, then you can start to select the different types of voices that you want. You know, Vapi, again, because you can pull in different providers like 11 Labs, which is one of the industry standards in terms of voice AI. Then you've got Vapi, got its own one, and you've got various different types of tools here. I'll just stick with the standard Vapi one, and let's go for Tara Vapi model. You hit publish, and this is another good step that Vapi put in. So whenever you're publishing a new assistant, in order to basically, it's like a save, you save and you trigger all of the different changes that you have. What it does is it will show you all the things that have changed and what the new stuff you got. So obviously, what you've deleted is in red, and what you've put in is in green, which is really helpful because if you did make a mistake, you can go back and change it, and it's like another little step. You can just click through again. And then also just a quick one. What I think is best is consistently publishing once you do every step and also testing it as well. So we can talk to the agent now. Oh, that's another quick thing that I need to remember to tell you. So when you've done your assistant, you have to make sure that you go into your API keys and craft your API keys. So obviously you're going to have a private one which you're going to use, but then also for every assistant that you want to then test and run, etc. Because of the way it tests, it literally calls the assistant and it needs the public key for that. So you want to go into here and generate a new public key. So I'm going to call this one test underscore Eve, and then select your assistant. That was that one. And then you create a public token. So that one's in here. And then you want to go back to your assistants, and I tend to refresh refresh it, just so make sure all of the changes take place. And here you go. Perfect. So it does work, and now we're just gonna add in the tools. Again, the tools are probably a little bit more of a deep dive, which I'm going to do in a later video. We want to keep this short and sweet. So when you go into tools, I've just set up the tools here. As you can see, there's a variety of them here. You can click on the tools that you need. So for example, book an appointment and check availability. And then you hit publish again. So now what that does is it makes sure that the assistant is able to go and call upon the tools that it needs. So essentially think of the tools as little functions that it can go and it can do a variety of different things, but the main ones that we need is to go and check Google Calendar for our availability, and then also check Google Calendar for our to actually go and book it as well. So those are the two main ones, and then you can add little stuff like send them an email confirmation or an SMS confirmation. You could do stuff like you can call another webhook, so you can trigger again a whole workflow in any of the different automation platforms that we have, NAN or Make. There's a variety of different options. So again, once you've done that and you're pretty much happy with your assistant, the next step is installing it on your website. So now we've got our assistant and we're happy with it. What you want to do now is be able to install it on your website. So Vapi used to have, I'm not sure if they'll bring it back, a little widget log here, but not to worry, you can still include it on here. So what you want to do is go to docs and then just look for the widget. So if your web widget, and then you want to just, as you say, you want to scroll down to what you need. Again, you need the assistant ID and your public key that you created earlier. So you want to use this to install your widget. And as you can see, you can take your website name here, and then you want to plug in get your public key. Just to remind you, you can get your public key from here, and then you can unhide it and select this public key. And then also you can get your assistant ID from here. Then I put a little copy button here. And then what you want to do is have all of that information. What I try and do again is kind of copy this, go into Wix. So I'm here in Wix and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and plug in the custom code. Basically, I've got my one already here, but I can show you just as easily on this one. So you want to plug in your code snippet here. I hate when they always make it a bit too small for you to update, but what you can do is when you find your public key section, you want to go here, again, back into your public key, copy, go back into your code, paste it in. I'll show you that. And then you want to go into your assistant ID and copy that. And again, paste that in there. And then just delete out. My mouse will work. And delete out that. So what also you want to do is just change this mode from chat. Oh, my mouse is playing up with me today. From chat to voice. So Vappy knows which mode you want it in. And then also there's these like bits like the theme mode, etc. You want to have all of that in there. And then, yeah, and that is pretty much it. So you want to click apply and it's there. And there you go again. So once again, here is the code that we pasted in. It ends up with a little widget at the bottom. If you want, you can, there is another piece of code you can do to plug it in and move it around your website. I just had it in at the bottom just for ease. And then let's test it to make sure it's working. There we go. So yeah, there we go. It works again. So that is the benefit of. Yeah, she's calling me again. So yeah, and there you have it. So as I said at the beginning, again, it is a very simple tool that can actually end up generating you a lot of money, because if you're looked at as the client or the customer or the business that is always available, a customer can call you and get you straight away, or even if they can't get you directly, you have someone that can book in a call with you that you can speak to them at a later time. You can then focus on exactly what is happening for you, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I hope that you guys it was a good tutorial for you and you've learned something. If you want this, hopefully you can take this. Any questions or queries, I'll put my contact details on my email in the comments down there. And feel free to show me a message or something just to see how it works with you. Again, if you want this built for your business, and we have as you can see on the website, a variety of different solutions that we can do that I'll be exploring more on the YouTubes as we go forward. Shoot me a message, and we'll see if you want to work with us. The link again to book a call is in the notes below. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and thank you for watching. Please hit the like, subscribe button, and see you next time.